Well, greetings, friends. Mendhi Audlin here, founder of the What If Up Club, and thanks for joining me on this What If Wednesday. My question for you today: are you a conscious creator? I've got the test that you can ask yourself, take yourself through this process. And if the answers are yes, 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 then yes, you are a conscious creator. So, in order to answer these questions, in order to take the conscious creator quiz, it's important to know that there are three types of thought. And even though there are three types of thought, we don't all use all of them. Conscious creators use all three types of thoughts. So here is the real test to see, are you a conscious creator? So are you ready to dive in? What are the three types of thought? So first of all, before we get in there, just want to thank you for being part of our What If Up community. In the comments, say hello. Let us know, like, what's your hashtag win for the week? We love celebrating your manifestations, your accomplishments. Post them in the comments so we can celebrate with you. It is awesome to have you here as we dive into this week's content. All right, so three types of thought. What are they? Well, our mind is constantly being, I don't know if you're like me, but my mind is constantly going. And what I've noticed is what's running through my head is inevitably one of three things. First type of thought is what I call an observations. So what happens is we look around us, we see things, and we notice them. And this is, a lot of the mindfulness training that you see right now is based on observation, because sometimes we're so busy that piece, like, it seems like, okay, observation, looking around, seeing what's happening. How often are we in such a zombie-like, days that we don't even really see what's going on around us? So one way that we can use thought intentionally is to intentionally observe what's going on around us. I'm going to give you the three, and then we're going to go do a deep dive into each one of them. So the second type of thought is judgment. All right. So judgment follows usually on the heels of observation. It usually doesn't take long to go from observation to judgment. In fact, a lot of us, we spend so much time in judgment, we may not even notice that we spend any time at all in observation. But what tends to happen is we look around the world, we look around our environment, and we see things, we observe things, and we immediately decide, is it good or is it bad? We judge it. We say, do I want more of this or do I want less of this? And that's not a bad thing. The only time that judgment is really a bad thing, well, maybe not the only time, but where it's not part of being a conscious creator, where it's not serving you, is when judgment is the end of the thought process, right? So we see something and we immediately say, it's good, it's bad, it's indifferent, whatever it is, we judge it, and then we're done. So right now we are in a culture where observation and judgment, man, this one is everywhere. All you have to do is go online, go to your social media, go to the news. They're going to say, here's all the things that we see in the world. And immediately, it's like, here's why it's so bad. Here's why it's so awful. And then there's all the people talking about why it's so awful. If all we do is observe and judge, observe, judge, observe, judge, observe, judge, 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 if all we do is live in these two realms of thought, we are not conscious creators. We don't create anything out of observation and judgment. Nothing changes when we are only using these two forms of thought. You are a conscious creator. Here's the test. Are you ready? You are a conscious creator when you're willing to look around at your reality and say, yes, I want more of this. This is good. To say, no, I don't want this. This is not what I want. To be willing to look at it and decide, do I say it's good and I want more, or no? And then to not stop at the judgment, but to go into the third realm of ideas. That's the third form of thought, is the realm of ideas. If you are a person who can move from observation through judgment into the realm of ideas. That is the test, because once we have the ideas are what move us forward. We never get to conscious, intentional change if we are not willing to move through the full cycle. So here's the thing. Observation, like looking around and seeing what's going on around us, is not a bad thing. In fact, it is step one of the creative process. We have to be willing to open our eyes. And sometimes I have my husband's like, are you watching the news again? Like, why are you watching that? Why are you filling your mind with all those horrible things that are happening? And what I've noticed, if you look to any of the most successful entrepreneurs on the planet, do you know what happens when times are bad? When times are bad, when we judge them as bad, entrepreneurs, the most successful people on the planet, they look at the same thing. And what they look at is, what is the opportunity here? How can I be of service? How can what I observe here launch within me a desire for a better reality that I can help create? So the observation is neither good nor bad. It's just an observation. This is what I see. This is what I see about climate change. This is what I see about the political landscape. This is what I see about whatever is going on in your life. There is the impersonal, unemotional observation of it. It is what it is. There is the number in my bank account. There is the number on the scale when I step on it. There are just things that I can observe. And then the emotional part of me is going to judge that. And then the creative, imaginative part of me is going to use those judgments to get clear on what it is that I want, to find possibility, to generate ideas for how I can create more of the good, and how I can create from the things that I see that are unwanted, how I can create a new vision and begin moving towards that. Change does not happen if we're only focused on these two, but we have to go through these two in order to get to the realm of ideas. The only way you can get to this expansive place is by being willing to see what's going on around us, to decide, do I want more of this or less of this? And then from this space, we can go into the realm of idea creation. That is what the What If Up Club is all about. We use the question, what if, to launch us, to catapult us into the realm of ideas so that we can use whatever is happening around us and use it for good. Use it for what we judge to be good. So that is what we do here in the realm of the What If Up Club. If you are new to our club, or if you haven't joined the club, go to whatifup.org and join our movement. It is free, and you are surrounded by people who are great at helping you get clarity whenever you're stuck in judgment and you're not sure, like, what is it that I want to create? We're great at providing some possibilities, some ideas, some what if up possibilities to help you get into inspired action to create the change that you want to see in your life, in your community, and in the world. So those are the three types of thoughts. That's the test. Are you a conscious creator? A conscious creator is mindful, aware of what's going on in your life, in your body, in your family, in your workplace, in your community, in the world. There is an awareness, and there is an emotional connection to that awareness that inspires us to create change, inspires us to get creative to determine how we can create positive change. So what does it mean to be a what if upper? A what if upper is someone who decides, I am going to, at an identity level, choose to move through my observations and my judgments into the realm of ideas. I'm going to move consciously into a space that is creative so that I can be a solution. I can be a leading edge leader, creating the on earth as it is in heaven, creating that new reality. So are you a conscious creator? If you are, in the comments, put, I am a conscious creator. I am a hashtag what if upper. Because what happens when you claim it on an identity level, you're sending a message to your brain that when we get stuck in judgment, when we get stuck criticizing and whining and feeling victimized, it is a reminder. It's like, hey, wait a minute. I am a conscious creator. I am a hashtag what if upper. This is not the end of my journey. This is the beginning of my journey, because ideas are the beginning of inspired actions. And then those inspired actions can create incredible manifestations in your life, in your family, in your workplace, in your community, and as we work together out in the world. What if we can make a difference? What if it begins with each one of us simply seeing what's going on around us and moving through into this realm of divine ideas, stepping into inspired action, leading the change, being the change, taking those inspired actions that create the change that we want to see in the world. So that's the possibility for today. Hashtag challenge 3. I've been giving you a challenge every week. So this week is no exception. This week, the challenge is to, and I call this congruence. It's when your mind and your heart are on the same page. I want to be a force for good in the world. I want to create an impact. I want to be a difference maker. That's what I want to be. So do I feel that I am? Do I feel that I'm a person who creates impact, who makes a difference, who is leading the change? Am I at an identity level a what if upper? And if you are, then my challenge for you, challenge 3, is to declare it. I am a hashtag what if upper. Use hashtag in front of it so I can find you and I can share it. I can share your wherever you post. I can like it and share it and spread the word that you are not alone in this. And together there is so much that we can create. If you're part of our Facebook community, that's the challenge in our community. Post a selfie in our community with somehow declaring that you are a what if upper. You see this behind me? Those are my this is my wall of what if uppers. Because I have pictures of you guys like posting like, I am a what if upper. I have them all over my wall in front of me as well. Are you a what if upper? Claim it. Own it. Put it in our Facebook group and let's celebrate. Sound good? Thank you so much for joining and being part of our What If Up community. Thanks for joining me on this What If Wednesday. Fabulous to see you. I love connecting with you. Looking forward to seeing you next time. Let me know what shows up for you this week as you step congruently into the idea at an identity level of being a what if upper. Happy What If Wednesday, everybody. See you next time. Bye-bye.